Good morning everybody and welcome to another video from Tall Travels. Now today is May the 7th and I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty energized and good and I was ready to make a video today, but I didn't know what I was going to make a video about. But then I walked outside and it's 3 degrees, wet, windy, and I can't believe it's May. But then it dawned on me, everybody, that today is excellent weather for making a supermarket video. Now, if you think it's just Tall Travels being a miserable git, complaining about the weather, look how pissed off these pigeons are. They're like, no, thank you very much. We're not flying around looking for breadcrumbs in this weather. Screw that. Okay, pigeons, listen up. We're going into battle next week. We're going to invade Kazakhstan. Who's with me? So here we go, everybody. One of the biggest supermarkets in Russia, Lenta. I've been here a couple of times before, made a couple of videos. The good thing about it inside is that there's no music, but I have to watch out for the guy on the fish counter because he keeps eyeing me because I was using one of his fish to try and make a funny video, and he caught me, so I have to avoid him today. Now everybody, when I told people about the situation on the roads in Russia, I think some people didn't believe me, but look, this guy's twanged his car, and look at this one, looks like it's been in banger racing. Now everyone, you know you're in a Russian supermarket when the first thing that you see when you come in is alcohol. Alright everybody, so let's have a look at some of the booze prices, shall we? The bad news is that they're playing music in here today, but I'm not sure how it's going to affect my monetization. Let's see. Might have to edit it out. Oh look, a bottle of Troublemaker. Have you ever heard of Troublemaker before? Sounds like some knockoff Irish whiskey. 500 rubles for a bottle of Troublemaker. Oh look, made with Irish whiskey, so it's blended with something else, maybe methylated spirits or rat poison or something. I remember covering this in my last video here, everybody. Ballantines, so for 1 litre 2,400 rubles, or for a smaller one 1,639. 1 litre of Jack Daniels, everybody, 2,899. They would have us believe that is 20% off, but probably not. Now everybody, one thing that I wouldn't expect the price to have gone up since I was last here was vodka. But I've noticed that the price of potatoes has shot up dramatically. And what's vodka made out of? You guessed it, potatoes. Yeah, I don't know quite the reason for the big spike in potato prices in Russia, but I noticed it when I went to the supermarket. The potatoes were almost the same price as the bananas per kilo. So yeah, let's have a look. 479 for half a litre. Now we've got this knockoff Kronenberg white beer here, 85 rubles for, what is that, 0.45 litres. Now everybody understand energy drinks being called Lit Energy, but they got Lit Energy crisps. So I don't quite understand that, but oh well. Now guys, you remember in my previous videos I was talking about how cheap ketchup is in this country, and I'm not talking about some generic ketchup, I'm talking about Heinz ketchup. Look at this. So you got 1 packet of ketchup here for only 110 rubles, which is exactly 1 British pound, 320 grams. So tell me how much 320 grams of ketchup is in your country. Not only that, they got teriyaki, mustard. I hate mustard. Caesar. I wouldn't be surprised if they had ukrop sauce in Russia, everybody. Wasabi, sweet chili, chestnut sauce. I have no idea what that is. This is another thing I commented on in my last video, everybody. So 450 grams of Barilla pasta, 85 rubles. Alpen chocolate, everybody. I haven't heard of this brand before. I don't know if it's a Western brand. I know Alpen make breakfast cereals, but I didn't know they make chocolate. But anyways, for 70 rubles, you can get yourself, let's look at the size, 80 grams of Alpen gold chocolate. Triple bounty here, everybody, for 85 rubles. But if you buy 3 of them, I think it says, oh no, if you buy 4 of them, you get them for 69. Interesting. Now everybody, we got a bag of white flour, okay, for 75 rubles. Now I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do with this white flour, because in 2 days it's going to be Victory Day, so I don't want to get myself in trouble. Okay, I do a small white flour, okay? White flour, white flour, white flour. So everybody, last time I was here, I was talking about Colgate Total Toothpaste. Now, you look at it and you think the box is quite big, but as we know, when you actually get inside, the tube's only about up to there. A big fairy, 170 odd rubles. How much does that weigh? Okay, 900 milliliters. Now, as you can see, everybody, the charcoals for barbecues are not selling very well, and at 3 degrees outside I'm not at all surprised. Gotta wait another month for barbecue season. Now, if you want people in this part of the world to think you're posh, everybody, when you go to a restaurant or cafe, you should order some Borjomi vodka, very popular in the post-Soviet sphere. 140 rubles for some Borjomi. It's from Georgia, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Hey, check it out, everybody. White flour, white flour, white flour. All right, everybody, so we have a litre of milk here. I believe it's a litre. Looks like a litre. 98 rubles. So just under £1. That's about 90 British pence. So, everybody, it's getting quite busy here in the supermarket today. I think that's because of Victory Day and they'll be having celebrations. Now, one thing that I like that is cheap in Russia is eggs. Look, for 10 eggs, you pay 100 rubles, which is 90 British pence. So that is significantly cheaper than in the UK and probably everywhere in Europe. And significantly cheaper than America, because as I understand it, in America they have an egg crisis. So I'm just going to rub your noses in it, all the American viewers. It's an egg paradise here in Russia. I eat a lot of eggs. I have at least 4 eggs a day. Very exciting. Ho ho. Eggs galore. Now, something that Russians love, everybody, is pickles. So there's pickle paradise here in Russia. So yeah, with World War III potentially on our doorstep, it might be a good idea to stock up on pickles. So everyone, the cheapest butter I can find, 180 grams of butter, and it's 169 rubles, so not too bad. I think butter prices are going up everywhere. Rice, everybody, you can get a big bag of basmati rice there for 649 rubles. By the way, you need to get, there's 2 prices on these counters, and you need the card, the Lenta card, to get the lowest price, but the Lenta card is easy to get. We saw the price of the Barilla pasta at the start, but we have other cheaper pastas here. Some of them are Italian, some of them are pretending to be Italian. I'm not sure that one's Italian. You got some cheap Soviet type stuff there, 70 rubles, but the cheaper ones, as we know, kind of disintegrate and stick to your pan. Makfa. 6 kilograms of Tide washing powder, everybody, for 849 rubles. So everybody, if you want to chop somebody's head off in this country, you only have to pay 999 rubles. You see, they're out on display here. It's probably not like that in the UK, because we have some naughty people who will do naughty things with them. But in this country, it's very rare that they're not used for their intended purpose. Something else I talked about in previous videos, Gillette razor blades. 2 blades for 1,200 rubles. Bloody hell, that's a lot of money. And then you got Gillette Mac 3, 6 blades for 1,300. Seems like quite a lot of money, but they're probably expensive now in the West as well. And then you got these disposable ones, Gillette Blue 3, 8 blades for 550. Now everybody, as we know, in the European Union and in the UK, the price of olive oil is rocketing. And we would expect Russia to be no exception, because obviously this olive oil is coming from European Union countries, mostly, I would think. So here we go, the prices. This Filippo Berio, 1,400 rubles, 750 mils. This one, extra virgin, 1,600 for the same size. And then we got these cheapo ones, extra virgin. That sounds dodgy. Some knockoff virgin. And then we got what else we got? We got these cheaper looking ones, 900 for that one, Greek olive oil. This one looks kind of cheap, but it's not really. 850 for a litre. Now everybody, we have the sunflower oil. Let's have a look at prices. 150 rubles for that one. Not bad. I'm not sure how much that would be in European Union. We've got a cheap one there, 170. More white flour. 320 grams of Italian ketchup. I suppose they just throw in some herbs or something. 110 rubles, exactly 1 British pound. That is, I think, substantially cheaper than it is in the UK. You know what we need, everybody? A ketchup pipeline that goes from Russia into the European Union. We'll get rich. Here we have the bog rolls, everybody, it looks like. Or is it kitchen roll? No, it's bog rolls, and it's cheap own brand bog rolls. So these are the kind of thin bog rolls that you get. 140 rubles for 8 big reels. That's about, I don't know, about 15 rubles per roll. Everybody, we have Zua. It looks like a more luxury brand. It says deluxe. So for the more discerning arse wiper, 340 rolls for, sorry, 340 rubles for, it doesn't tell me how many rolls, but I count 12. Energy drinks, everybody. I occasionally have an energy drink. I have one of these Volts one time. It's not bad. 92 rubles. I don't like this adrenaline one. This is one of the replacements for Coca-Cola, Evervest. So I think in KFC they have Evervest Cola now. I've never tried it because I don't eat sweet things generally. If I do, if I drank something like that, then I get some tooth pain, I think. 2.5 liters of kvass, everybody. 150 rubles. If you don't know what kvass is, it's kind of refreshing drink. It kind of looks and smells a bit like beer, but it's non-alcoholic. But it's very popular here in Russia in the summertime. They sell it on the streets. You have a babushka on the streets with a big kind of container, and she's like pouring it out to people. Now I think that's come down in price since I was last here, everybody. Juice. So for this rich juice, 200 rubles for a litre. Or if you want that J7 stuff, yeah, about 180 or something. Or you have the more tropical juice, tropical juice, 270 rubles. I said juice, not Jews. Something that's quite popular in Russia as well as in the UK is frozen food. In Serbia, frozen food is not very popular, probably on account of the climate and all the tasty produce that's fresh. Got an empty trolley at the moment, everybody. I don't know if I'm going to buy anything. I think in the last videos I just bought maybe some chicken and an energy drink or something like that. Now this is the national food, everybody, pelmeni. They got every type of pelmeni under the sun. And you're talking about, well, it can be anything from a couple of hundred rubles up to 400 rubles. I actually like the Ukrainian vareniki best, the one just with potato and mushroom. That's my favorite one. It's there somewhere, but I can't be bothered to find it. That's something that is expensive in Russia, everybody. 180 rubles for 140 grams of Lay's. But potato crisps are getting expensive everywhere, I think. So maybe similar price in the European Union. Now everybody, I have to do a comparison with Serbia in the next aisle, okay? In Serbia, I don't like to dig the boot into my country, but the range of beers is very limited. But I'm going to show you what the range of beers is like in Russia. Okay, we got all these beers, all unique and different. Some imported, some domestics. Look. I mean, look at all these beers. I mean, you haven't even heard of Rudiger before. I'm sure in Germany it's something they just export overseas. Nobody wants to drink it there, but look at all these beers, everybody. Russia is beer heaven since 1911. I mean, look at it, all this. Got some cider here. Old Bobby. I'm not sure if this is English. I mean, look at all. On the other side as well, everybody. It must be hard to actually pick a beer when you have so much choice. Maybe, I like this one, Nevsky. It's just a clean tasting lager. So you can't go wrong with Nevsky. It's local beer as well, made in St. Petersburg. Zhiguli is a great one as well. I mean, look at all this. They got the imported ones as well there. Oh, I haven't talked about prices. Need to talk about prices. Luf, 270 for the little one. Thing, everybody, in Serbia when I'm there, they have got one type of cider usually, and that's Summersby, which is bad stuff. But look, cider, raspberry cider, pear cider, apple cider, watermelon cider. More cider here. Cider. I do like my cider, everybody. Cider Royale. Manchester Gin and Tonic, 160 rubles. Well, for that price, you would think it to be quite good quality. 11% alcohol. Black Russian. We've got some Nirvana there. Cheap Ho for 90 rubles. Everyone, if you think that aisle was impressive, check this one out. Look at all this booze. This is just cognac, everybody. Cognac is super popular in Russia. I thought that said moron, but it says maron. All the Western branded stuff. We got the expensive vodkas like Beluga there, 2329. Now, I haven't had any vodka since I got back to Russia, everybody. This is unlike me. I think I'm getting boring in my old age. I need to drink more vodka, not less. We've got some Orthodox vodka there. Siberian Orthodox. And this is blessed. 1,000 rubles. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody, all this walking around, talking and looking at food makes me hungry. Now, everybody, this makes me realize how much I'm being ripped off in my local Perekrestok supermarket with Spuds there. 70 rubles for a kilo, and I'm paying 100. So it's always good to come to the bigger supermarkets. You'll pay a less price, usually, not always.
Hello everybody, my name is Harold Boulder. I like you very much. How much for full service?
Salad tomatoes, everybody, 180 rubles. We've got some mucky looking lettuces here. 130 rubles. Oh, it says kapusta there, cabbage. Yeah, maybe it's a cabbage, 100 rubles. Here we have some domestic apples, everybody, 185 rubles for a kilo. I hate it when they put a bag of apples and you think you're getting some kind of better price, but they're just tiny. And some of them are rotten, look at that one. And that one. It's their sneaky tricks they mix the rotten ones in with the good ones and hope you don't notice. Now everybody, these tomatoes, they do look good, but look at the price, 520 rubles. That's one thing I miss about Serbia at this time of year. The tomatoes are coming into season and they're delicious and significantly cheaper. Got some other domestic apples here, 150 ruble. Now you see everybody, this is probably what lemons should look like. Not these artificial looking ones like in the UK. Look at this one. Looks like some one of these rocket launchers or something. 250 rubles for a kilo of lemon. Now everyone, I like a nice pear, just like the rest of you guys. 130 rubles for a kilo of pears. And 20 rubles for a kilo of cucumber. Got some tropical fruits here, everybody. Now these are going to be expensive. Prepare to be shocked. 2 mangoes, 520 rubles. A thingy. I can't even remember what it is. 320. Avocados are expensive. There's no price on the avocados, but they're expensive. That's one thing that's cheaper in the UK. Avocados. But look at all these kind of salads and herbs and stuff. You don't see all this in British supermarkets. So everybody, Russians are obsessed with ukrop. This is dill, and they put it on everything. And I hate it. So every time I go to a restaurant and it's been smothered by this stuff, I spend quite a bit of time picking it all out and I throw it away. Now everybody, you're probably thinking that due to sanctions, Russia has some kind of wine problem. Well, let me show you the next aisle. No problems with wine here, everybody. And look at all these Russian wines. So many Russian wines, and obviously Russian wines are going to be more popular these days because of the sanctions. So we've got Russian here, Russian here. Got Riesling there. Seems a bit expensive for a bottle of Riesling, but I don't know anything about wine. 1,400 rubles. We got Italian wine here, everybody. Yeah, I mean, the wine's available, but looking at the prices, the cheapest one I can see, this Cabernet Sauvignon, is 1,100 rubles. Okay, we got the one for 1,000 there, but you know, the cheapest red wine you might get in the UK is probably like 5 or 6 quid or something like that. Okay, there's other cheaper ones like 800, 900. So the cheapest is about 800. And then they got rosés here, 650, some cheap plonk. But yeah, they're not having any problems with alcohol in Russia, let me tell you and show you. Now if we go down here, looks like we got the expensive ones. Yeah, a couple of thousand, some of these. Now everybody, you probably think that by now I've shown you all the alcohol, alright? But you're wrong. Let's go to the next alcohol aisle. So look here everyone, gin. 1,000 rubles for some Hopper's gin. I never heard of it. Oh, absinthe 1,000 Fruko Scholz. Look at all this gin, everybody. They seem to like gin in Russia. I don't like gin, to be honest. Oh, a green baboon. Got the martini on this side. 1,500 for some Prosecco Rosé. Now I remember when I was in Australia when I was younger, we used to drink this. It's cheap wine. It's called Goon. We called it Goon. It's really nasty stuff. 3 liters, 750 rubles. Now everybody, something that probably hasn't changed much in price since I was here last is the semechki, the sunflower seeds. Now they need to keep semechki prices low, because if they don't, then the gopniks are going to start rioting, and we don't want that. Well, I thought it'd be quiet inside the supermarket, everybody, today because of the bad weather, but it seems like people are stocking up for Victory Day celebrations. Everybody, like I said in previous videos, they're absolutely obsessed with mayonnaise in the former Soviet Union. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Avocado mayonnaise with some kind of eggs. I don't know what kind of eggs they are. They've got every type of mayonnaise under the sun. We haven't found the proper mayonnaise oil yet, but 100 rubles for this mayonnaise with, I don't know, some kind of mayonnaise. I think they use it for lube as well in Russia. Now, to all the Serbs that are watching, cevapcici is actually very popular here in Russia. So they haven't put the price on it. Is this cevapcici? That's a problem. You got to watch out in the supermarkets here and everywhere, probably, that the prices are properly lined up with the product. Here we have some chicken, everybody. So for one chicken breast and a packet there, 189 rubles. So how many grams is that? Let's have a look. 500 grams, so half a kilo chicken for 189 rubles. Not bad. So fish as a snack, everybody. It's herring, that's what it is. Yeah, herring. So for that smaller packet there, 165 rubles. That's all right. Now everybody, because I'm too lazy to cook a lot of the time in this country, I quite often go for a cooked chicken, and we can see the prices. So about 600 rubles for a whole chicken there. Well, not too bad, but about the similar prices in the UK, to be honest. But I think the chicken is going to be a lot better quality than in the UK. Potatoes, boiled potatoes, chips, like homemade chips, rice. You can see rice with vegetables is actually cheaper than the potato. Look, it's like 3 times less price than the chips. That's like the potato prices I've been telling you about. They've been spiraling. Now everybody, I have to make a clickbaity type thumbnail for my video to show how shocked I am at the potato prices. Dudes, this is a cheese aisle. Does your country have this much cheese on offer? I mean, look at it all. This is just cheese spreads over here. My God. And down here, cheese slices, cheese triangles, mozzarella. Never seen so much cheese in my life, everybody. Imported cheese. Brie. You can get a triangle of brie for 469 rubles. Here we got the sliced meats. You can see pretty reasonable. Oh, we've got some heart-shaped salami. Look at that. You can get your loved one, make your loved one heart-shaped salami sandwich for a birthday or Valentine's Day. Now everybody, in Russia, at the bread section, you've got to watch out because there's a lot of babushkas around and they're pushing and shoving, but today there's not many of them. It's past 12 o'clock now and they get up early usually to get the bread. So let's have a look at, oh, it's a really nice smell in here, everybody. Russia is a bread heaven, I will say. Look, you've got a fresh and nice looking little loaf of bread there for only 65 rubles. And this is what I'm telling you about, everybody. They smother pretty much everything with ukrop in this country. I smell some garlic though, garlic bread somewhere, there we go. Never really understood garlic bread, why people eat garlic bread, but there you go. Look at all this bread, everybody, fresh as well. This looks like nice stuff, 65 ruble. Every single bread you could possibly want. They got all different flavors, all different colors, all different ingredients. And not just here, there's more over here. Ah, that's something I showed you the price of in previous videos, the price of a cheap, simple baguette. And I think it's about the same. Yeah, there we go, look. 30 rubles for a baguette. This is significantly cheaper bread price than in the UK, and also in Serbia. The bread is expensive there and not very good, and a smaller range. Which is weird because Serbs eat a lot of bread. So you got kind of dark rye bread there, everybody. Look at all this bread, unbelievable. You got some sausage type bread there for 100 rubles. More bread down there. Bread heaven in Russia, everybody. Hello, everybody. Not bad, not bad. Got a bottle of Corona, everybody. 130 rubles. So it's not real Corona, though. It's made in Russia. Melons, everybody. 120 rubles for a kilo. I'm not sure how many kilos that is. Maybe 6, 7, maybe more. Instant coffee, everybody. 190 grams of Nescafe Gold for 569 rubles. I think life's too short for instant coffee, personally, but when you're desperate, it's all right. We got the Miligrano. I thought it was called Militsano or something. 600. Tea, everybody. Russians love their tea. Massive range of tea in this country. Even bigger than in the UK. And they've all got kind of English names. Look at this one, Burnley. I think they mean Burnley with a U, but it's not somewhere you want to go in the UK, Burnley, unless you want to get stabbed or blown up. Heinz, English favourite. Well, we don't drink it in England, so I'm not sure which English it's a favourite of. Let's keep looking. Riston. I say, Riston, would you prepare the Rolls Royce? I need to go to town. More instant coffee, everybody. Loads of coffee. Fruit tea. We've got Aloe Akbar tea here. Jolly. Look. It looks like Lipton, but it's called Jolly.
I say, would you like a cup of tea? What a jolly good idea.
Here we have Richard. Richard! Now, everybody, Russians do like to eat a lot of sweet things, I have noticed. I see people in Russia having cake for breakfast, which is a bit shocking to me, but hey-ho. But yeah. They got loads of sweet stuff like Western brands and non-Western. These Greek yogurts I like in the morning, everybody, and they're the same price as pretty much anywhere else. 53 rubles for the little one there. But look at all these yogurts. Massive range, everybody. So that's the end of the video. I think I covered most things here in Lenta supermarket, and as you can see, I'm leaving with an empty trolley again, and the reason for that is I'm going to go to this unlimited buffet at a nearby hotel for lunch. So yeah, if you want to help out with the cost of these buffet lunches, if you found this video useful, then please consider leaving a donation to my Buy Me a Coffee or sending a super chat or something like that. But yeah, anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.